So my name is George. I took it over in January of last year. So in the throes of winter, when nothing was growing anyway, which is actually a really good time to take over an allotment, I think, because you're not you don't have to just jump straight into growing stuff, and you can take a bit of time to clear stuff. And there was a fair bit of clearing to do from the shed and just generally for the plot, which was a bit more of a flower plot than it was a growing plot. So I had to clear all this space, which was previously lots of different flowers, which are all beautiful, but there just wasn't that much space for growing stuff. So that's been the kind of project for the last year and a half. Has been growing some stuff last year, seeing what came up out of the flowers and what I wanted to keep and everything, and it was a kind of suck it and see. And then this year was kind of redesigning it all and kind of getting it a bit more how I wanted to get it. So I kept a lot of the flowers and concentrated them into what I refer to as the wild garden at the front. And there's some beautiful things that the previous tenant, incumbent, had growing up, and like she obviously planned it really well, so different stuff comes up at different times of the year, so it's all kind of quite intricately designed and planted and stuff. And it's nice having this bit at the front. Nice to have a bit of a flower area, which is not something that I would have planted myself or thought to have planted, but the fact that it's there is actually very nice. So you've got the flower wild garden bit at the front. Also, that what was here before was this kind of big row of raspberries, which previously had kind of jutted out even further, and they came like about this far out. So I've kind of tamed them back, and they're great. And I'm gonna try and do some jam with that. I'm kind of collecting it all, putting it in the freezer now, and then at the end of the season, I'm making a bit of raspberry jam, which I've not done before, but I understand is one of the easiest ones of the jams to make. This bed's all tomatoes, which are coming through great. I did have a bit of blight last year on some of the tomatoes, which affected them. I'm not sure if these ones have a bit of blight, which I wasn't previously aware of what blight was. It sounds like some disease that should have been eradicated in the 13th century, but some of the tomatoes coming through, you've got some big chunky ones around here. I hope that they red off. First one. I was out of London for lockdown. Well, for the sharp end of lockdown, I went back up to Warwickshire for about 10 weeks or so. So, and my main concern, well, not main concern, but from leaving London was leaving the allotment and then abandoning my post, which, because I just got everything kind of, I just put the beds in, and it was kind of mid-March or so. So I was kind of getting ready to start thinking about planting stuff. So I was keen to get back down as soon as I could and to start planting things. And Mary, my neighbour, was very kindly put across some tarpaulin just to stop the weeds and stuff, which saved me a massive job when I got back. Some courgettes, which go absolutely great guns. So, these produce, I mean, yesterday I picked 3 or 4. I just picked off 2 or 3 and gave them to Joyce. They grow like about 2 inches in a day. So that one will probably might be ready to go in a week or so. And the ends of them as well, these things you can take off and fry them, and they're really nice to eat. Yeah, I've got so many of them.
Much.
That's okay, no problem. It's incredibly satisfying and rewarding, and teaches the value of the long game. Most things you have to play a waiting game, so you have to be patient with it. So yeah, once you get a bit of produce come through, and you can actually eat your own produce as well. That's another thing. One thing. So I noticed last year, the first year of doing it, and I wasn't growing as much. Knocks a bit off your food bill as well. So in the 2-3 months during the summer, mainly because you're just eating courgettes the whole time, and also it's just probably good for the soul.